Great morning, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me correctly out there. Just wanted to do this Facebook Live. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. We got the rain in the background. You know, the skies are all cloudy. There's little birds chirping, flying around, and they're trying to find some shelter. And I just wanted to check in with my community because I just think that we truly have a beautiful time in the world right now. I just started to think about, imagine if we had this pandemic, and what a blessing it is that we have social media, right? We are social distancing, or we're physically distancing ourselves. And we are also very, very in communication and in tune with what's going on with people's lives and other people in our world because of social media and video streaming services. So it's a really big blessing that we are going through what we're going through, and that we're all able to stay connected and in tune with one another. I can only imagine if we had something like this and we didn't have like social media or this. I mean, think about this. There's over 3 billion people that are connected on the social media platforms. So we truly have a unique time right now where we can really start to redefine what we want for the world, because we're all communicated. And if I think that one thing that has happened with this whole virus situation is that the virus has united us more than ever, because we're all going through this whole changing and chaotic time together. And the thing is that we're also paying attention to things that we were never even paying attention to. There are things that, our priorities have been in other places, obviously, as humanity. And right now we truly have a time to really redefine what it means to be a human being on the planet. And 3 billion strong, connected, is so powerful. If we had been going through this transition and we didn't have this, I mean, I could only imagine. So what a blessing it is that we can all be united, that we're all connected, and we could be of benefit and of service to one another. You see that there is change and there's chaotic times. There's things that are happening that are not very positive, and I'm very, very, very grounded with that reality. And at the same time, I also understand that by us holding our attention on any given thing, then that attention that we give that thing it's gonna expand, right? Seek and you shall find. Whatever we are seeking, we shall find. And in this new paradigm that we're moving into, I just encourage you to be a beacon of light. Let's be light, let's be hope, let's be love, let's be energy, let's really be of benefit to one another. Because this is what humanity is all about. Humanity is we're so resilient. That's the thing that I was really present to. I was moved by the resilience in humanity, because we, no matter what we go through, we adjust and we change and we adjust and we change and we adjust and we change. And we experience pain, obviously, when we resist that change. So I just want to remind you of your greatness within yourself. You could do this. You could make it through this. You are resilient. You are powerful. You are all that you need to become right now. There's no outside validation that you need from that. You gotta know 100% within you. You're creating your world constantly. You are creating this moment. You're creating your experience, and you have a choice of where you want to live. Right? You could choose to live in a world where there's a lot of pain and doubt, or you can choose to live in a world where you're just in the moment, in the now, and you say, you know what? I'm accepting that this is where the world is, and I will make the best of it. I think about, there's many leaders that have been isolated. I mean, I think it was Mandela, or one of them, that was in jail for so many years, and then he came out, and then he became a beacon of light. He became the president, and he made such a massive impact in the world. And I just think about that we're the luxury that we have to be home. We have food, we have water, we have the ability to breathe, we have the ability to connect. I mean, there's just so much blessings around you, and you really want to acknowledge those blessings, because the more you acknowledge those blessings, the more of service that you could be for yourself, and the more of service you can be for one another. And I really just want you to connect to that. I mean, really just understand how beautiful life is. I took some notes earlier, and I just wanted to see what I had wrote in here. That this whole thing has actually united us more than ever. Because what I was going to say is that the virus just tells you, and it just verifies that we're all one. It really verifies that we're all one, because no matter the color of our skin, no matter where we were born, like, doesn't matter what continent, doesn't matter what wall, doesn't matter what language we speak, doesn't matter what we believe in, every single person is connected. Every single person is connected. Every single person is connected. If you ever had a doubt that we were connected as humanity, then I think this should be a pretty big wake-up call, that we're all one. We're all one organism in this body that we call humanity. And yes, we're all in this together. And I'm just really encouraging you to wake up to your greatness and shine your light brightly. Everyone needs it around you. Your family needs you. Your loved one needs you. Your friends need you. Your community needs you. Be a voice of hope. Be a voice of, there is going to be a nicer day after this. Right? And I know that a lot of people are not experiencing the greatest emotions right now, and I'm very conscious of that. And my advice is that you really, really, really take the time to actually heal yourself. And heal, the definition of healing is whole. And whole is wholeness, right? And that means that you're going to get to the point where you understand that you are everything that you need to be. You don't need to be anybody different. You don't need to figure anything else out. You are already everything you need to be right now. You just need to drop the doubt, drop the fear, because you could live again in two worlds right now. Drop all of that. All structures are collapsing right now. Every single thing that we knew to be true is collapsing right in front of your eyes. Everything is collapsing. And because everything is collapsing, you have a choice to resist that change, and you can also take a step back and look at what's actually happening. Because from the higher vantage point, you can truly see that these structures are collapsing only because they've always been rooted into something that is not the benefit of all. And the companies and the people that are going to make it, and they're going to thrive, and it's going to be leading the new wave of humanity, are those that lead in a community style, community leadership, where everything that we do is a benefit for one another. Every single action that we do is accounted for. Because it's really like, simple. I mean, we think about every action that we do needs to be of service to everything, the earth, the animals. I mean, there's just so many things that are happening that we're just like, oh, it's just normal. We just dump a ton of stuff in the ocean, and we just fish 70-80% of the fish in the ocean, and we just kill 120 billion animals a year, and we just chop down in the Amazon every second of the day. Every 15 seconds there's a child that's dying of starvation, when there is plenty of food for everybody. There's plenty of resources for everybody. What if we all said, hey, you know what? This is the new norm, and this is the new paradigm. We're going to be looking out for one another, and no one is left behind. No one is left behind. And if we understand that we're all one organism, one being, then we understand that those things and those people that are dying and those people that are being hurt, they're all part of us. It's the body that we call humanity, right? it's like if we're a tree, right? Visualize humanity as a tree, and humanity, and every single person is a leaf, is a branch, right? And the trunk is giving us the nutrients that we need. So, you know, if a whole branch is dying and there's a bunch of leaves that are drying out, that's all part of us too. That's part of that tree, because we're part of that tree. So every part of that is connected to yourself. And I would absolutely love to see that. This is the vision. And I think that this is it. I mean, I know this is where we're going. I know that this is where we're going because I have faith that this is where we're going. And I declare that as a reality, because we create with our words. We create with what we say, and the way that we say it is going to go. And I say that love is going to win, community is going to win, being a benefit to one another is going to win. We're going to actually access humanity at the core. And humanity at the core it's a beautiful thing. You know, it's kind of like when you watch those movies and you see someone that is giving their life, you know, for another, that is really being a benefit to one another. You see like just someone holding the door open for somebody and then just being so kind to that individual, and just you see that person light up. And that's humanity. Those beautiful moments, because we understand that when we behave and benefit to one another, then we access our humanity. We access our humanity when we're a benefit to one another. When we're in separation, then we disconnect from humanity. We disconnect from who we are. And you know, it's just I see this, and I really want to encourage you. Really, like, if you're still living in the structure of the old, and let me define the structure of the old. The structure of the old is it's me against the world. It's all about me. I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't matter what impact it has on anyone. That's the old paradigm. It's me land, it's egolandia. Oh, I'm gonna coin that term. It's egolandia, right? That's the old paradigm. And the new paradigm is unified consciousness. You understand that you're one with everything. You understand that you are connected to everything and everyone. You understand that your every action is impacting the world. Everything you do, everything you say, everything you do, even though people don't look and don't watch, everything you do is impacting humanity. So in the new age of consciousness, then everybody understands that. And it's not because everybody's like has cameras on you, even though we do have cameras everywhere. But I'm talking about that in the new paradigm, individuals are in tune with actually what's happening. You're so present, and you're so connected to source. You're so connected to God that you understand, and you can pick up on the subtle energies of what is actually real, what's false, right? Because you actually connect to that truth. Old paradigm is based on falsehood. New paradigm is based on truth. So let me just give you advice. If you want your company to grow, your family to thrive, yourself, for you to thrive, for you to like really be happy, then make sure that you are living your truth, that you are living your passion, that you are doing something that ignites your soul, that ignites your being, and that you're doing something that matters. Because if you're doing something that doesn't matter and you still want to live in the old paradigm, then again, you're going to be experiencing a ton of pain. And then this time of change, it's a line of demarcation. Do you choose the old paradigm or do you choose a new paradigm? It's very simple. It's very simple. It's a choice. It's a choice. Do I live in a happy world or do I live in an unhappy world? Einstein, I think, I don't know exact words what he said, but those are the most important decisions of a human being. Do we live in a friendly universe or do we live in an unfriendly universe? And I believe, my belief system, that regardless of what you say, you're right. Regardless of what you believe, you're right. Regardless if you agree with me or not, you're right. You are right no matter what. So the fact that I'm talking about all these things, you could agree or disagree with me, and it makes no difference. Understand that whatever you believe to be true is true for you. Whatever you believe that is real for you. How are we going to make this real? By being what you want to see. You gotta be what you want to see. We can't just say what we want to be. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be a benefit. I'm positive and I'm motivating, and I'm gonna write all these things down, and I'm gonna journal about them. I'm gonna do all of these systems and blah 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 blah. Old paradigm is all about, living in the mind and planning things out. New paradigm is about, let me actually be what I preach. And that's how you're really going to connect with and actually have power in your life, is that when you actually stand in your truth and you're living what you preach. Because if you are preaching peace, preaching love, preaching, abundance, preaching whatever you want to preach, and your life is not a reflection of that preaching, then you will have no power. And that's exactly what I had in my past. In the past, 6-7 years ago, when I started this journey of transformation, I remember really clearly that I was preaching world peace, I was preaching oneness, I was preaching, community, I was preaching all these things in my mind. I wrote them all down. I believed them. And when it came down to speak about it or be about it, or if I actually looked at my life, I started to look at my family, my relationships, like how I lived my life, and it was completely in contradiction to what I was preaching, right? So your words have to be in alignment with what you preach. That's how we're going to bring forth the vision. Your words have to be in alignment. And it doesn't require for any other change but your own. Understand that when you ascend and you actually start to elevate the vibration of yourself and you start to actually live life in a higher way, you start to become a benefit to everyone around you, and that creates a small ripple effect, right? Let's just say that you're now vibrating more love and more energy, more abundance, and you're like, you know what, I'm being a benefit to humanity, and I'm cleaning up my stuff in my life. I'm living my truth. I'm not, if I'm preaching peace, I'm living peace. Every part of my life is peace, right? Community, I'm living that. So as you start to do that, guess what? Your family, everybody starts to rise up, everybody starts to elevate, everybody starts to energize, and then their friends start to elevate, they start to energize, they start to rise up, and then their friends start to energize, they start to rise up, and then they start to elevate. So you understand how fast this goes. And then you add social media on top of that. I mean, come on now. Before we could have all been in a little chat room, right? And I think that was the OG social media was chat rooms and like those call lines, right? I think there was like call lines where you would, like party lines or whatever. I remember that when I was growing up, we were just going to party lines and just mess around because you were just talking to people. It was so cool that you could be on a party line and communicate with people, right? So that was really cool. And then like these chat rooms, that was another way that you can communicate with people. But that was like the early stages of like this whole, social media movement and community movement. So you can see how much has progressed. So we're now 3 billion deep. So if we start to emanate more energy, more love, more of that, we will trickle that down to 3 billion. And those 3 billion will take care of spreading it to the other 4 billion that don't have it. And then we'll say, you know what? Let's actually focus and take care of the 4 billion because they're part of us as well. They're our brothers and sisters as well. We understand that we're all one because we know that no matter how many borders we have or how many separations we have, we're all affected, right? So that the negative thing that's happening right now is that you recognize that you are connected to everyone and everything. That's how connected we truly are, right? So I just challenge you to go out in life and be an inspiration to others, be of benefit to others, and have your business represent that, because the relationship that we live with every single day is your business or your profession, And your business has to be based on that truth. Is your business in benefit to all? Does everyone in my business win as much as I win? Base it on that truth. Because if it's not based on that truth, it's just a temporary structure. And there's a really great book by Simon Sinek, The Infinite Game, which I'm reading in right now. And that book is game changer. The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek is lit. I'm reading that book right now, and it really talks about that, right? The organizations that are playing the infinite game have a mission, and it's so grand that it's going to take an entire lifetime for you to fulfill that. The finite game is like, let me just pull out as much as I can from this structure, and I know intuitively that it might collapse eventually, right? So that's the finite, like, right? If you have a business that's just based on a temporary vision, then it's going to collapse eventually. If you want to play an infinite game, then your vision has to live for 100. It has to be your entire life. It's gonna, like, let's just say it takes you 100 years. Let's go, my brother. Hey, dude, I'm lit up. I started this thing and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna share some freaking positivity, some light, because my brothers and sisters, we need this, man. We need to get united around here. We need to get connected around here. We really do. Let me take a sip of coffee. What's up, everybody? Hey, I wanted to thank everybody that's on here right now. And what kind of thoughts or reflections are you coming up with? Just share with me if you can. What are you present to? And if you're present to something like, hey, just like this, that, just like a thought reflection of what you're present to, if you feel called to, or just DM me, send me a private message. That'll be cool too. But yeah, I didn't have any sort of clear intention. My intention was to just really create how connected we are, right? This pandemic has proved that we're all one. It has proved that we're connected. It has proved that humanity is going to come together, because we're 3 billion deep on social media here, guys. We're 3 billion deep. It's so awesome. It's so awesome that we have social media. So thank you guys for listening. I think that I will conclude today. I intend that your Sunday is filled with magic, with miracles, with love, with energy, that everywhere that you go, it opens up doors. And even though it might be inside your house, right? It might be in your living room, it might be in your room, it might be in your hallway, it might be in another room, right? So wherever you are, I intend that you really get how blessed you are, and how amazing you are, and remind everyone around you how great they are as well, and how blessed they really are. Because if you have a roof on your head right now, if you have food in the refrigerator, if you got food in your stomach, if you could breathe, if you could see, if you could hear, and if you can jump in a shower and just take a shower in a warm bath, and then lay on a comfortable bed, you are blessed beyond measure. Blessed beyond measure. Blessed beyond measure. All you need, you got it already. All right, guys, so blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay connected, reach out to your loved ones, and I love you guys. Peace out.